Busy day Saturday for sure. And David, I want to start with you. We heard on Twitter from the president and Secretary of Defense Pete Hegseth. I'm told that he is going to do an interview tomorrow with Maria Bartiromo. We'll find out more about it. But when President Trump took over and now has redesignated the Houthis as a foreign terrorist organization. And then you heard that General Kurilla, CENTCOM, had moved the Truman back into the Red Sea. We sort of knew this was coming.
Well, finally, you have someone willing to take action. Couple of things to point out here. Obviously, the Iran-backed Houthis is a part of the problem. He had reached out to the Ayatollahs asking for a meeting. They said no. Something else, and it's a trite point, but not really. He posted on Truth at 10:12 p.m. Joe Biden was asleep by then most of the time and always trying to negotiate back into the JCPOA. So now we have a commander-in-chief who says when our ships are there, when commerce is going through, when it's costing tens of millions of dollars, that is a role of the U.S. Navy. It's in the Constitution to maintain commerce on the seas, and you won't impede that. On top of that, this doesn't get much coverage, but we're almost 10 years into a famine in Yemen. For a variety of reasons, there has been extreme famine in Yemen, and nothing has been done about it. And if the Houthis are taken out, if Saudi Arabia then backs off some of their pressure, they're the ones who blockaded. Obviously, you've got the Saudi-Iran conflict there, the Sunni-Shiite conflict. Then you will see, hopefully, a change, and that people there who are suffering and dying on a daily basis may get some relief.
So it's a good point you make, David, because the famine was essentially the reason why the Biden administration said that they're going to lift the FTO. But I want to go to you, Lisa, because clearly the message isn't just to a bunch of rebels in Yemen. It's directly to Tehran. And President Trump has said as much about it. And if they keep sending the weapons there to the Houthis, they're going to keep firing them.
Well, yeah, and we know that humanitarian aid in Yemen goes to the Houthis, just like money to Gaza goes to Hamas, which also raises the question, why over the past 4 years did Joe Biden support terrorism, to be honest, in the Middle East? Even when he announced on September 11th, 2023, he alerted Congress that he decided to unfreeze that $6 billion to Iran. And then what happened shortly after that? We saw the October 7th terror attacks that took place. But to me, I see this as a low-risk way, Ray, to put the Houthis and also Iran on notice that there's a new sheriff in town. We saw him do this after he took office in 2016 and 2017 when he sent those 59 Tomahawk missiles to Syria, and then he dropped the mother of all bombs in Afghanistan. He was putting the world on notice that we are no longer weak. When we draw red lines, we mean it. So that's the message he's sending to the Middle East right now, and I think they'll hear it. And also what he noted in his announcement is he said that the last American warship to go through the Red Sea 4 months ago was attacked by the Houthis over a dozen times.
And I want to move, actually, because there's so much to get in this, but quickly, Anita, if Trump is able to get the Houthis to stop and they can open up one of the most important commercial shipping lanes, which is now essentially immobilized, that's going to be a feather in his cap.
Absolutely. And, you know, Lucas Tomlinson mentioned some of these numbers in his report, but since the October 7th attacks, there have been 183 Houthi attacks on U.S. forces. Guess how many U.S. responses there have been?
Under Biden?
Yeah.
15.
Yeah. 15. So maybe it's time for a decisive response to be able to open up that waterway so that commercial ships can go through without worry of being attacked by the Houthis.
It's impacting the international economy.
Absolutely.
Meanwhile, this is happening.
But not for long. Not with a new sheriff in town, Griff.
Yeah.